And welcome back to Variety Sports Network. It's week 17 in the NFL. We got tons of action this week. You have 3 games on Christmas Day, as well as 2 Saturday doubleheaders, or a Saturday doubleheader, I should say, and then all a whole slate of Sunday football that can make or break some playoff seeding. So we're gonna talk about every matchup, picks, scores, predictions, all that fun stuff. So you ready for the most important weekend before the postseason? We got 1 more week, 2 more weeks left in the NFL, but this one could determine a lot. So let's kick things off. We're gonna start by looking back at week 16, see how we did. And we didn't do too bad. We went what 13 and 12 and 4. 12 and 4. We got losses with the Rams, KC, which they looked awful without Patrick Mahomes, by the way. They looked they looked bad. So bad. Took the loss of Denver and Detroit as well. We'll talk about all that here as well. It was um, a game that I thought was going to be closer with Jacksonville and Denver that turned out not to be. It was more of a Jacksonville butt kicking than anything, and it reflected in our power rankings this week. If you haven't seen that, go check it out on our X page, Instagram, Facebook, all over the place as well. And then Detroit, the Detroit Pittsburgh game was a pretty good one. Uh, the pass interference call was called offensive pass interference. There's a lot of people like, oh, I don't think it really was pass interference. Yeah, well, it was. It kind of was. Kind of was. Um, Other than that, there was no big surprises for me. Houston kept it close with Vegas, with the Raiders. They're able to keep themselves in that game as well, along with San Francisco beating the bricks off of Indianapolis. So, but enough with that. Let's talk about Week 17. Now we're starting off with the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders. It's a big divisional showdown on Christmas Day. It's the first game on Christmas Day. Both teams have been eliminated out of the playoffs at this point in time. So this is really just more of a pride type of deal than anything of who can get a win in the division at this point in time. Big rival at this point in time. I like the Dallas Cowboys getting a 20-17 win over the Commanders in this one. I don't believe Jaden Daniels is in this week as well. I believe from the sounds of it that he's done for the season. So give me the Cowboys with a 20-17 win over the Commanders this week. Now, this next one, as we move on through our Thanksgiving Day, our Christmas Day games on Thursday, we're looking at the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I don't know how much information and stuff is out there about JJ McCarthy, rather not how healthy he is. If he's not healthy, if he's going to play, if he's going to start. If he doesn't start, though, either way, I'm picking I got the Detroit Lions to get a win here. After a tough loss, you got a short week turnaround, especially after having a primetime game this week too. Did they have a primetime game? No, they didn't. No, they weren't a primetime game. I don't think so. No, they weren't. They were just a late afternoon Sunday game. It just seemed like it was a primetime game. Give me the Viking or the Lions to get a 28-17 win over the Vikings in this matchup. I like that one. Detroit's still trying to fight for a playoff spot in this one. Now, this next one, I think it's not gonna. I don't think it's going to be as close as we think it's going to be. You get Christmas night on. I think these are all on Netflix, by the way. I don't think there's anything outside of Netflix. I believe all of them are on Netflix. I could be wrong. One of them might be Amazon still. Give me the Broncos, though, to get a win. 35-10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City has not looked good. They did not look good against the Tennessee Titans in that loss this past weekend. I don't think this one is close. Broncos are still fighting for some playoff seeding. With their loss last week, it got even closer, got even a little more bunched up with that. With Jacksonville winning, New England winning, Buffalo winning. Who else won last week in that side of things? The Chargers winning. So it's all getting bundled up there, nice and tight for the next 2 weeks. But give me the Broncos to get a 35-10 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't want to make that my lock of the week, but it might be. It might be. Now, looking at our Saturday doubleheader, you got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Houston Texans. This should be a good game. Houston's still trying to fight for a playoff spot. They've been playing a lot better as of late. Saturday it could have a huge impact on their AFC wildcard seating for the Houston Texans. But I like the Chargers to get a 23-20 win to push them closer to getting that one seed in the AFC. Especially if Denver slips up against Kansas City. I don't think that's going to happen, but just in case it does, give me a 23-20 win for the Los Angeles Chargers to stay hot at this point of the season, and whatnot. Now, looking at our other Saturday game, we got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. Lots of quarterback uncertainty in this one between Lamar Jackson. He got injured last week. We don't 100% know if he's going to play on Saturday or if it's going to be lots of question marks. Same with Jordan Love too. Both having some injuries that could determine this one. But I like Green Bay if they do play. If Jordan Love plays, I think the Green Bay Packers get a 28-20 win in this one. I think they got a little bit more consistency right now. But then again, you could see Baltimore coming off of that loss to New England in the game that they could have won, should have won. If they gave up at the late in the game, they could have a little bit of vengeance, and they got a road trip on top of that to Green Bay. But I still like the Packers to get a 28-20 win in this game. Now, as we move along here, we got some other games. I'll tell you what, this Cincinnati team is probably one of the most confusing teams that I've seen so far this season. One week they get shut out by the Baltimore Ravens. The next week they're putting 40 something up on gosh dang, dude, my nose. There we go. Now my mic is working. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to get a 30-18 win over the Arizona Cardinals this week. I don't think Arizona has a chance, withstanding anything that the Bengals could possibly throw at them. I don't think defensively the Arizona Cardinals are strong to stop that Bengals offense. Okay. I mean, they put up a lot of points. They put up a lot of points since Joe Burrow's been back. They've just been on the unlucky side of a few of those games so far this season. So give me a 30-18 win for the Cincinnati Bengals. Same thing in this one. I don't think the Colts. I hate to say it. I hate to say Indy, but the chances of making the playoffs after that loss against the 49ers this past week on Monday night, it dropped to 2%. So not great chances. And you got a tough division opponent here in the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are coming off probably the biggest win of the season so far for them. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to get a 30-12 win over the Indianapolis Colts this week. Now moving on to our next couple games, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cleveland Browns. You got an AFC North clash late in the season. Steelers defense is good. The Browns defense is good. The Steelers offense is just a tad better. It's just going to be enough. They're playing decent football right now. They picked up 2 big wins over the last few weeks. So this would be another one to solidify themselves into the AFC playoffs this season. And I do believe if they win this game, no matter what, they win the AFC North for the first time in a few years. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what that's obviously what they're aiming for, is that AFC North championship for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and no other place to get that right now than Cleveland. Get the AFC championship or AFC North division title locked in Cleveland. That's what they want to do, and that's what they're going to go in there and do with the 27-15 win over the Cleveland Browns. Now, looking at this next game, you got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Tennessee Titans. This is a little bit of a, you know what? The New Orleans Saints have caught fire offensively the last few weeks. They've looked so much better of a team than they had the previous weeks. It's not even funny. Um, Picking up some big wins over the past 4 or 5 weeks, and I've been on the other side of picking them just because I don't, they're still inconsistent too. But I'm gonna go ahead and give the Saints a 24-20 win and watch. I picked them this week and they're gonna lose. Um, Give me the Saints to get a 24-20 win over the Tennessee Titans. Titans just aren't gonna be there. They're just not there. They're not there yet. Um, and it's crazy to even think that the Saints are a little further ahead than the Tennessee Titans are right now. Because I thought going into the season that the New Orleans Saints were going to be the worst team in the NFL, and I, that's not wrong, not right at all. So it's what it is. It's what it is. Moving on to our next two pair of games, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Miami Dolphins, get a 24-18 win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to kind of get things back on track and maybe get things closer, or even tie things up again in the NFC South. Now that the Carolina Panthers are leading them after their big win in Carolina last week, or in Tampa Bay, against Tampa Bay. So it was a big win for them, big win for their organization, and the way things are headed for the Carolina Panthers is 100% positive. I mean, you got to be super excited with the way that the Carolina Panthers are moving right now. So 24-18 Tampa Bay. I got a few games left here. Looking at the New England Patriots taking on the New York Jets, and this one shouldn't be close. Give me the New England Patriots 35, the New York Jets 10. New England has proved themselves week after week that they are a tough team, and they're going to be hard to beat every week. Every team that they play, they're going to give their absolute best to, and they've shown that. They've proven that the last few weeks. 35-10 New England. Now, looking at this next one, it could potentially be a first round playoff game if things work out. If the Seahawks happen to lose this one, which I don't think they will, I think they get a 24-18 win over the Carolina Panthers. But it could possibly be a round one playoff game between the Seahawks and the Panthers in Carolina, which is crazy. So, but I like the Seahawks getting a 24-18 win. I think this is a closer game than we expect, even though Seattle is on paper the better team. I think this game is closer than we think it is. I think the Panthers defense keeps this one close. Bryce Young does just enough to keep the game close, but at the end, the Seahawks get the win, 24-18. Man, looking at this next one here, have the Raiders taking on the Giants. Giants with a 20-17 win over the Vegas Raiders. Not much to say in this one. This one should not. I don't expect this game to be super exciting. So we'll move on. Now, wrapping things up here, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Should be a heck of a matchup here. Really looking forward to this one. I think the Bills get a 27-20 win over the Philly Eagles in Week 17 to help keep themselves in the AFC, number one seed talk, I guess. Even a AFC North Division title is still, East Division title. I'm sorry, is still in play for the Philadelphia, or for the Buffalo Bills, or Philadelphia's clinched the NFC East for like the fifth or sixth straight season in a row, something on that order, fourth season in a row, something like that. I don't know, but give me the Buffalo Bills to get a 27-20 win over the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, here's my game of the week. This thing's going to be exciting. Now, this could potentially be a round one playoff game as well. Chicago taking on the San Francisco 49ers late in the season. Huge seeding implications, potentially. in this case, but I like the Bears to go into San Francisco to get a 28-24 win over the San Francisco 49ers to keep stampeding their way to the NFC playoffs. They got a heck of a chance to make a little bit of a scare in some teams and potentially be a tough team to beat late in the season. They're playing really good football right now. I like the way they're playing. Caleb Williams has played really good. They're getting clutch moments when they need to right now, and that should shock the Chicago Bears. Um, luck this season. So I like it. I like the Bears to get a 28-24 win. Over the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco might be the most consistent team we've seen all season. Um, they really don't. I mean, they've been so injury prone too. It's crazy to even fathom them being at this point of the season where they have 10, 11, 12 wins and they possibly have 13 wins, being a wild card team, which is bonkers to me. Absolutely bonkers. So give me the Bears though to get a win over the 49ers this week. Last but not least, now I'm gonna rant really quick. I'll make it quick. Why are we playing this game on Monday night? Why? LA going to Atlanta. You have so many other games that you could have picked for this game. You could have put the Carolina Panthers on primetime TV. No, this game should not be close. It's probably going to be closer because it's a primetime game. But it shouldn't be close. Give me the Rams to get a 30-12 win, a bounce back win for the Rams this week in Atlanta. Matt Stafford and that whole crew is going to be absolutely, I'd imagine, pretty livid about the way things ended last week. So give me a 30-12 win for the LA Rams to keep things in pace, so keep up with things going on in the NFC West, because they could easily go from the one to the third place in that division within 2 weeks, which is, again, just like I mentioned before, we're talking about San Francisco is bonkers. They got 13 wins and be third in their division. But give me the Rams to get a 30-12 win over the Atlanta Falcons. Ooh. Last but not least, here's a look at our Week 17 pick'em. All the games right here are on here for you to take a look at. Let us know which ones you got. Give me the what do I want to do for my lock of the week for you? My upset of the week. I'm gonna go lock of the week. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Arizona Cardinals. So that's my lock of the week. My upset of the week. Let's go with Chicago over San Francisco. Is that considered an upset in your eyes? Let me know what you think. Is that an upset? Chicago over San Francisco, an upset, kind of in a way, I guess. A lot of people, I'm sure, are probably picking San Francisco, but let me know what you think as well. Don't forget to give us your picks as well. Who you think's going to win? We'll put out our pick 3 this week. Thank you to everybody who played in our pick 3 last week. Shout out to those who got all 3 picks correct. We appreciate you're playing along and whatnot. But 12-4 last week. See if we can do it again this week and continue things into Week 18, and that's when we will see you again after the holidays. After the Christmas holiday here. We have a lot going on the next couple of days. So thank you for tuning in again. We really appreciate it. And we will see you for Week 18.